Wake up! Wake up! It's a brand new day in the world of pro wrestling. Good morning, IWC. Good morning, IWC. We back on the screen. Another day, another pop, another wild routine. Who's up, who's down, who's turning heel this week? We break it down, bell to bell, don't even blink. Good morning, IWC. Let's run it. Hot takes, headlines, yeah, we run it. Turn the volume up, ain't nothing funny. Me talk that truth, ain't paid by nobody. Rumors fly like shine, feel the crowd get loud. From the indie scene grit to the big show crowds. Predictions, reactions, no cap, no fear. If you mad, hit the chat, we still ain't here. Good morning, IWC, let's run it. Hot takes, headlines, yeah, we run it. Turn the volume up, ain't nothing funny. We talk that trap, they paid by nobody. Sip your coffee, lace your boots. Another episode, he delivered the news. If you love this sport, then you found it in me. So good morning to the whole IWC. Good morning, IWC. Hot takes, headlines, yeah, we run it.
What's good with everybody? I forgot to unmute myself. Mob Miz is popping in here in a little bit. He's doing his thing. I love what he's doing. I like that little video game like the arcade back there.
Yeah,
That's
that's Mrs. Pac-Man.
oh man, I forgot. I got to mute you on this end. That's my fault. Go ahead again.
Mrs. Pac-Man in the
There it is.
background.
There it is. I forgot to mute him, folks, on the other end. And that's why he echoed a little bit. But you guys are here because it's wrestling. And we want to talk about it. And we want to get feeling good about it. And let's talk about something that felt really good. And that was TNA Genesis last night. Listen, this show kicked off what we thought was going to be an alright pay-per-view. I won't lie. We thought this was going to be great based off what next topic that we're going to talk about. But we got 10 minutes on the clock. And our 10 minutes starts now. How would you rank Genesis? And listen, behind the scenes, you started in with it. So go ahead. I want to hear this.
We going 1 through 10? We going A through F? What are we doing here?
We'll do a grade scale here. We'll keep it American as much as possible.
Listen, man. After, and I gotta make sure I say this clear. From grading shows, Thursday was like a D minus F type of show. A lot of people came out not liking it. As far as Genesis, I'm giving it an A.
Yeah.
I think they bounced back in a tremendous way. I think that they did a few things, and this is what I was touching on off the air, that they needed to do. For example, I believe not the WWE fans that just started getting interested in TNA a little bit because of the merger, stuff like that, but the pure hardcore TNA audience. I think a lot of them are AEW fans. I think a lot of them, even that didn't go over to AEW, still look for that type of content. So with the Texas Death Match, with going past the 5 matches method, I think their pay-per-view motto matched AEW a little bit more, and I think that bodes so much better for their fan base. They want their loyalists back. You don't want the people that are going to be there for the moment and then jump off ship. You need your loyalists.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. I loved every second of the show, first off. And I wanted to talk about how my boy Stax retained the International Championship in a phenomenal match, all right? And then AJ Francis put a lot of people, he shut him up, let's just say. He shut up a lot of people. A lot of people now are asking for him to go for the TNA World Championship because he is that man, all right? He proved it yet again last night. He could go with anyone. anyone. Okay,
Yep.
he's that guy. All right, and I enjoyed every second of this. The choke slam that he did was freaking phenomenal. And then, we got a replacement for Leon Slater, and it was a terrible replacement. It was Joe Hendry. I don't know why you would put Joe Hendry in this, but Joe
that
Hendry and the triple threat itself was actually really good. I thought it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Um, I thought the whole Elijah thing was funny. I just think some of that stuff was good. But this is what I wanted to talk about right here. What did you think of that match between Zarya and Lee? I want to say her no, yes, Lee. So,
Lee Yang.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't. I mess up names so bad. But what did you
don't
think of
worry.
this match?
Um, it was spontaneous because I don't think nobody knew they was getting this match if I'm not mistaken. But I like the match. Um, I think women's wrestling is thriving right now. Regardless, I think that the match was, it wasn't in one of those 5-star classics, but it wasn't a bad match. I enjoyed the match. I like both workers. I'm kind of past the Zarya Soul Ruka thing.
Yeah,
Like I kind of just want to see Monster Zarya and no Soul Ruka on the
yeah,
side of her. That's just.
exactly.
But I did enjoy the match. I mean, I guess if we're going stars and I try to avoid those rankings, I mean, it was 3.5. It's a decent match.
It was a good match. I thought it was
Yeah,
alright. Like I
it
wouldn't
was
give it
good.
past a
Yeah,
C.
yeah.
But I think the knockouts division just got a lot better with
Oh,
the return of Black. Okay,
yep.
Elena Black, whatever.
Yeah,
Listen, she brings to the table that not a lot of women bring. All right, she brings that flair. She brings
yep.
strength. She brings charisma. She brings that attitude. She
Yep.
is it. You know,
Good.
um, when her and Roxanne were doing their thing, over in NXT, a lot of people were asking why isn't she, you know, NXT Women's Champion yet, or why isn't she this, that, and the third. Listen, I don't think they had a true direction for her
I
at
agree.
all. I think they looked at her and was like, well, I mean, she's just a gothic girl. I'm like, no, she's more than just a pretty girl wearing black or, Team 2001 or whatever. She's more than
Yeah,
that. She is a phenomenal in ring competitor, and I'm glad to see her back in the ring. I really am.
yeah.
Um, but
I
you alluded to the this match, the Texas Death Match, right? My
Yep.
thing was, it was a great match. Why the
Yeah.
hell did Dolph Ziggler hit the zigzag at the end?
Yeah, just that. Yeah, you know what's the worst part? We seen, I want to say it was WWE. We seen that same exact ending
Yeah,
like 4 times already, where the cash in goes to happen. The person, we honestly didn't need that, and I didn't like the ending, the actual, not the finisher move and
yeah,
the pin and that dynamic. Because I like the dynamic of getting pinned and then still getting 10 seconds. That was pretty cool, right?
yeah,
But the thing is though, when he got up at 9 and the way he fell back, it just looked so cheesy.
yep,
It looked like little kid wrestling. Like it
yep.
just didn't look like professional wrestling. But the match, it slapped. I loved
Oh yeah.
everything
Oh,
about it.
great match.
They both went crazy.
They
Kaz
did.
brought it, Santana brought it. And to touch on one thing you said, and just to be quick, not just Elena, Daria is gonna wrestle. So
Yep,
their knockouts division,
yep.
it got a boost.
Oh yeah.
But it, go answer this because I'm gonna give it to it. And it's usually not like this. I'm gonna give the main event match of the night for sure. Are you going the same way as me?
Well, this right here was my main event match of the night. In all honesty, I thought this match kind of revived my love of the tag team division. I'm a big
I,
Righteous fan. All right,
my mom loves it.
I got my daughter going around doing this now. All right, all right, and I'm telling her to go. You dig? That every time I'm asking her, you dig? I got her doing it. And she loves it. And she asked me to put it on the car for her, and I do it all the
Mhm.
time. I love this group. I wanted this group in WWE when Karrion Kross was doing her thing. Think about that. The Righteous Cross. You know, those three would have been amazing together. They would beat out. Look, I like Paul Heyman. I like Division, but that would have beat out Division. That would have beat out the fucking MFTs and the Bloodline. This match though had everything, and the only thing I think they did wrong, was not give the Righteous, Vincent and Dutch, the titles. That's the only thing I think they did wrong. But other than that, 2026 has been depressing for me. Okay? Anybody who watches the run-in knows that anytime I win win the crown, win the championship, win the shield, I do it. All right? I make my own parody. I do it. All right? I've always been a Dango fan. And I bawled my eyes out when this dude retired. I will miss this guy completely. I loved everything that he did, beating Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. I loved Tyler Breeze and fucking Fandango, goddamn tag team. Listen. I still think that's one of the greatest tag teams I have ever seen comedy-wise, all right, put together. Because those two acting like fucking cops, fashion cops and everything. That was awesome. All right. It was
police.
God, dude. It's just now he's retiring. And whatever he does next, listen, I hope you excel. And I would love to get him on this show for 10 minutes. Like we get that guest segment, him as our 10-minute spot. Like he's one of my favorites out there, and like I tweeted out earlier, thank you for the memories. I will never forget those. Like I had a lot of fun watching this guy. Ballroom dancing to beating Chris Jericho to, Breezango, whatever. Breeze Dango. He was something that I can honestly say, if he was in the early 2000s, they would have never made it. Like, they would have never made it as a tag team, Breezango. They would have never made it. But him and Tyler, I hope he becomes a producer or something.
I got the perfect role for him, bro. Think like this, right? Go manage MXM Collection.
Ooh.
He's the one to do it.
Yeah.
That would make that group interesting.
That would be interesting.
Taya, Johnny TV. Listen.
There's our bell, and if you want to kick this one off, you can. Because this is, we started off with a high note, and now here we go to the TNA on AMC. Yeah, exactly. Right. We're giving this one 5 minutes, because this one's like quick, fast, in a hurry.
Let's jump on this parachute. So, Wrestling Observer Newsletter reported on AMC executives' mixed reaction to the debut, noting positives and viewership potential, but concerns over production polish, which I believe we all had. Yep. What would you say about this?
First off, you had 3 matches. Okay,
yeah.
Just 3 on an debut show on a television network, cable network. Like, oh my God, that I wish we had the sound bit of Mr. Crocker right now yelling F, okay? Because you failed, all right? You failed. This would never, ever happen if they did not fire Scott, okay? Scott would have had this first... Dixie Carter would have never been on this damn card. Never been on.
It was super unnecessary. Was
unnecessary beyond unnecessary.
Yep.
Okay? This show, you're never going to be number 2 if you're going to put on shit like this. Okay? You're going to put on doo-doo, you're never going to be number 2. Okay? You're always going to be 8th, 9th. You're going to be behind Hog. You're going to be behind Reality of Wrestling. You're going to be behind, I don't even know if it's still around, Women of Wrestling, World of Women's Wrestling, whatever, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You're never going to catch up to New Japan. You're never going to catch up to AEW.
CMLL.
CMML. CMLL. I keep doing that. MML. My bad. CMLL.
I always leave out the L.
I
It's
do
like
too.
super hard
I
to
hit
pronounce.
2 M's and then 1 L every damn time. Every time. But you know what? I will say they're slightly above AAA. Like, I've said this many a times. If you look at WWE and what they're doing, they got a minor league system. All right?
Yeah.
And Evolve is single A. All right?
Yeah.
TNA, hate to say it, is their double A. That's how they look at it. All right?
Yeah.
And then you look at, like, LFG is independent ball. You know what I'm saying? Then you
Yeah.
got Evolve. Then you got TNA. Then you got NXT is your AAA. And WWE is your main roster. Right?
Yeah.
Your main, the show. WWE is the show. All right?
Yeah.
AEW's got, what? Everything's on a triple A plane or higher. You know, it's not. They're not basing that off. And look, I know you guys. Oh, this is pro AEW right now. No, this is just speaking in facts. Okay, if you look at everything, AEW treats CMLL as an equal. They treat New Japan Pro Wrestling as an equal.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Ring of Honor. Everybody's like, well, he never shut it down, and it's starting to pick back up.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not our fault that nobody watched it at 11 o'clock at night. And that's why he moved it to 8. Okay? Yeah.
Fair to say.
Look, you live and learn. I hope episode 2 on AMC is better than episode 1. All right?
Yeah.
But I am basing this off of Genesis last night.
Yeah.
Genesis was fire. Now I want my second episode to be fire. I
Me
want
too.
that TNA feel. I want that chant, TNA, TNA, you know, to actually mean something again.
I think it just quickly. I think it will be because I believe they'll have Slater back, which is obviously huge. They're bringing in somebody to take Brazango's place. Or excuse me, you know, your boy. So I'm assuming that could be a new talent. There's probably like another person or two they'll probably bring in, but this show has to be better. There's
Yeah.
no way. There's no way it's not. I mean, you don't got to do much to be better than last week.
No, oh God, no. Oh, you could put a broom out there with Ric Flair, and he could wrestle the broom for 20 minutes. You know, have a small heart attack, and no, I'm just joking about that. In the
Yeah.
ring, okay. This is all for show at this point. You know, you fake it, go down. EMTs come out. That'd be more entertaining. Okay.
Yeah, it would have.
It's just, and all that's a joke. That's all jokes, folks. Don't fucking go be like, oh,
It's a dark joke. Just relax, people.
yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, if you watch Point Taken, yeah, I'm very dark. All right, that show's so awesome. 3 o'clock right here on
3 o'clock
Twitch.
on Saturdays, man.
On Saturdays here on Twitch. That shit gets real. Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's the winner right there from yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
TNA in Isaiah, before we end this, Isaiah's 100% correct. TNA ain't been shit since Scott left.
And Scott looks like he's working with Tony, so
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. We're going to do another 5-minute because this one's actually good. Hey, look at that. It says Point Taken up there. What's up? Yeah, all right.
Nice.
So, Billy Gunn is saying on today's wrestlers that nowadays nobody knows how to work. They're lazy. And, I mean, there's a lot of veterans out there that's been saying that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that's, Undertaker said that. Not for word for word, you know. Triple H has said that kind of about, you know, certain wrestlers not wanting to do the work, put in the work or whatever. So, you know, there's that stuff. What do you think? You know, are wrestlers lazy or are they just trying to take care of their bodies a little bit more?
all right. So a lot of people is not gonna like this take. He's right. And this isn't universal. There's one thing I don't like what he says in this is the nobody part. That's not true. His sons are great workers, and he knows that. He trained them. Now, when I think of working, I'm not thinking about like their match rate or their move rate or what they're doing, stuff like that. I'm thinking about what they're doing in between that, like how they're absorbing the punches,
Yeah.
how they're like, you know, looking after the move, because that's where I look at the work. Like, does it look real? Are you, you know? And I think a lot of wrestlers will take the moves. They'll take crazy moves. That's not the problem. They just don't do the work after the move
Yep.
actually sell the move,
Yep.
which is the problem. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I know you get a move, you get back up, you're gonna hit the other guy. It's a momentum thing.
Yep.
I'm not one of those guys that goes batshit over that type of stuff. But what I mean is when you're supposed to look tired and drained and look hurt, you got to put more emphasis on that part. So I think he is right and he's onto something. But it's not everybody, and you can't say nobody because there's some
Well,
great workers right now.
you're right about that. And TC, you're also right about what you just said. TC says that applies to the entire new gen of workers. They don't want to work, they just want to get paid, But, and he's right, because there's guys at work who, I'm a sous chef. You know how that works. And there's a level to that. And all these guys want to make that 80, 90, $100,000, but they don't want to be that SA that knows how to make spaghetti the right way or knows how, so it ties into that as well. You're right. I don't see a lot of guys selling like they used to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's why I look at work.
And like the only guy I could think of right now off the top of my head is because he sells like a freaking god right now. Besides Nick Nemeth is Kit Wilson. All right,
Nick Nemeth is a seller. He's a
no,
seller.
that dude, he dies in the ring. Okay, he straight up dies in the ring.
You know who else is a seller? Ricochet. He'll
Ricochet
sell
knows
the
how to
shit up.
sell.
Yeah.
Ricochet knows how to do all that good stuff, but they don't. No, they don't want to, and that's another thing. Isaiah just hit the nail on the coffin. I was about to say that. They don't want to work. They don't want to work like the wrestlers did back in the day. Look at the wrestlers back in the day. They could barely move. They could barely stand up. Like Mick Foley is in his 60s, I believe, maybe 70s, right?
Probably older.
And
Well, not
he looks like he can barely move. He can barely get out of the chair. Billy
like
Gunn.
back then, the 35-year-old's knees looked like Tanahashi.
Exactly. Look, oof, man. I don't think Tanahashi would have lasted 20 years if he wrestled like they did back in the day. You got to save yourself at some point.
Yep.
You
Have to.
It's like Big Mike and I were talking on the Run In Wrestling podcast right here on Twitch, Sp3drock on Thursdays, 6:30 Eastern. We were talking about Darby Allin. Darby has to put himself through hell in order to make a match sell. If you watch a regular match that's not hardcore, Darby is not selling very well. I mean, he tries, and his body's giving out. You can tell his body hurts. You can really tell his body hurts. But Billy is right. I agree with him. I mean, his sons barely sell. And I like the Colt. I like Colton and Austin.
Worst part is he trained them.
True. That is the truth. He did train them. But I love that group.
Me too. They're one of my favorites right now.
I've been petitioning them to go to WWE so that way they can get those tag titles and be like, well, I didn't need a friend. I got my brother.
Yeah.
Oh, man, these things are going by pretty quick. And there's the bell on that one. And
good topics, that's why.
You got this one for you. This is 7 minutes long.
Let's do it. Seth Rollins, I mean, I feel him, but he said he misses Claudio Castagnoli. Hasn't seen him in a while. I wonder why. Says, you know who I miss? This is a weird one. I miss Claudio. I haven't seen him in a long time. I feel like it's been too long. I talk to him all the time, but I haven't seen him. Been in his presence. I miss Claudio, fellow coffee enthusiasts. We keep in touch via coffee text with John Cena. It looks like they're in a coffee group. Claudio, Cena, and Rollins enthusiasts. They're going crazy here.
That's awesome.
You know what? Claudio just seems like one of those dudes you would miss in the locker room. How do you feel about Seth's emotional words?
Hey, listen, I love it. Like I miss some of my guys back in the Army as well. Like we're still in text change. It's not about coffee, but that shit's hilarious. I like that because there'd be times where my friends text me and they're like, yo, look at this taco I just got. Or, yo, I just found this food truck out here in the middle of Georgia. I'm like, I'm in Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. My bad. So, no, I get it. Like, you got a buddy that you miss, someone that you actually enjoy traveling with. You know, it's hard to find someone that you can connect with. You know, especially with someone from Iowa and another person from Switzerland. You know what I'm saying? That's two different worlds coming together and becoming cool friends. That's actually really cool to see
Yeah.
like that. But no, I miss Claudio, but I get to see
Yeah.
him on Wednesdays. You know?
Yeah, I think Claudio looks like he's probably the best gym partner and road partner there
Yeah.
is. Like he
I
just
don't know,
looks
man.
like
I don't know. I would hang out with Dominic Mysterio on that one because, like,
I don't
this dude would be like, "Yo, we gotta stop. This says the world's best tendies." I'd be like, "All right, we right over there." You
Well,
know?
yeah, but see, what I was talking about was for training. Yeah, he does. Dominic does look like he'll find the attendees. I don't know if he'd be a good gym partner.
Oh man, Dom does find those tendies, don't he? I love the dude, man. I'm a big fan of Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, like,
Me too. You know his dad's my goat, so I always love Dom.
yeah, no, that my goat's always forever gonna be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret Hart, even though he's
Bill
got
Goldberg?
I'll slap you in the head. I seen Bill Goldberg win that championship against Hollywood Hulk Hogan at the Dome, Georgia Dome, when it happened. I was there. I was a
I was
kid.
I was
I was
at
there.
the next Monday Nitro right after that.
Nice. That's badass. See, that's
They went to
badass. That's badass. Yeah, they were in Atlanta, and
Actually,
then
they went to I went to see them in Worcester right
nice.
after that.
Oh my God. My dad used to work up out of a company out of there in Worcester, Spencer
Worcester,
Technologies, and then
Worcester's a weird spot.
it's a weird spot. Yeah, I went up there. Yeah, we're getting fucking sidetracked here, but hey, this is Good Morning
Yes,
IWC.
audio.
I miss Claudio too, but you get to watch him on Wednesdays, all right, and Saturdays.
They better get over. They better get over to the AEW.
Now I've been asking some people that. Do you think he would ever jump ship?
I
Seth, I
don't
mean,
know.
Seth.
Here's the thing, right? I want to say no, and then there's the Becky dynamic, but there's a few things that makes me want to say I'm not 1,000% sure with that. He got the intrigue with Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
So one of them eventually is gonna go see the other one
yeah,
someday, right? We got to get that match. The second part is, remember, he's an Indies ROH guy.
yeah.
I have a funny feeling he might have more friends in AEW than he's leading on to.
Oh yeah, no.
So I think if I was to take a guess right now, would Seth leave WWE or Osprey leave AEW? I think Seth would leave first. I think Osprey has a family over there.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, and I'm glad I just thought of this. What if we get the boxing approach? Okay, WWE, AEW, they
Yes, please.
sign an agreement.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
let's talk boxing approach real fast. All right, let's hypothetically talk about this, and hopefully someone's listening, and they will clip this or highlight this and post it up, and we can get other people to listen in on this. All right, and if not, then I remember it. 28 minutes, 42 seconds. I'm gonna write that down real quick.
Yeah, because you got to clip that.
Boom. Let's talk about a hypothetical situation real fast. A boxing style. All right. You just brought up something everyone in the IWC wants to see. Seth Rollins, Will Ospreay. All right.
Has to happen.
What if we get a forbidden WrestleMania? Okay. Not saying this year, not saying next year. Let's say 2030. Okay. Let's say 2028. Okay. Let's say
Go ahead.
2028. Because that gives Seth time to heal up a little bit more. Ospreay time to heal up a little bit more. Both of them aren't getting
Yeah.
too old. They're still in their prime. Let's say
Yeah.
2028. Let's say we get the Forbidden WrestleMania and they do the boxing style. AEW gets X amount per match. WWE gets X amount per match. We're talking about money here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Money, for sure.
Boxing is all about money. Which
Yes.
boxer gets paid the most? Okay? So you do it in a boxer format for one night.
Yeah.
One night. You bring 4 AEW guys over versus 4 WWE guys. You have your traditional or 5-on-5. You can do a traditional match. That's your first match. That's your opener. You can do the trios. You can have Jet Speed and Hangman Adam Page with the Young Bucks. All right, boom. There's your 5 right there. All right,
Yeah.
versus let's say the 3 members of the Wyatts. Let's go with Big Red, Jace, Joey, and Loomis. All right, there's 3. Plus, add in, man, I wanted to say Authors of Pain, but they're not part of them no more. But
I miss them. I really like them.
I do too. But there's the card could be up and down, left and right, a beautiful thing, and all you have to do is the boxing method. That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Yeah, I put it like this. I would sign out if they told me to sign it. I would. I want to see it.
Oh, I would.
That's the forbidden door we really want right now at this point.
Yes. And that was the bell. And you got this one. We got 3 minutes on this. There we go.
No, this sucks, but it's also a good thing because our guys are not hurt. But neither of the Street Profits are hurt. The decision was made to take them off TV to allow them to freshen up. Which is, one way of looking at it. I know a few months back, I don't remember if you've seen I don't believe the rumors, but that the Street Profits might want to leave the company or might be interested to look outside the company. After those rumors, it is interested to be compiled with this, that they're off TV for no reason. But what are your thoughts about this? Because I don't believe they're leaving.
I don't think they're leaving.
I don't think they leave.
I don't think they're leaving. I think Tez is happy where he's at. If anyone leaves, it's gonna be Ford.
Tez don't leave Bianca over there. No way.
But I think that when you look at this tag team, they don't need no fresh paint. They don't need no freshen up. They are the fresh paint. They are the freshen up. Your tag team division is doo doo, but they're not.
Yeah.
They get the crowd going. It doesn't matter. It could be who, yeah, or it could be anything. It'd be anything. These guys are crowd favorites. All right.
Yep.
You're leaving Tez on the back burner is like an insult to us. All right.
Yeah.
We like to watch these guys, Leon Slater, Mello. We like to watch Ray Phoenix. We like to watch all these high flyers do their thing, but none of them gets as high as Tez. None of them. All right.
None of them are the
I like Angelo. Don't get it wrong. I like Dawkins. But if we're looking, and we always do this, everybody in the IWC, I don't give a damn who you are. You are a wrestler. You are a promoter. You are somebody that watches the show. All right? Everyone does it. They look at the tag team and they go, which one's the star? And you look at Tez and you see a star. The only thing I think is holding him back is the fact that he's ex-Marine.
Could be. And 9 out of 10 times when you look at the tag teams and you know who the star is, you're right. There's only once in a blue moon the people would be wrong. There's no way we're wrong about this one. Montez Ford could be a heavyweight champion anytime you want to push him.
And everybody who's out there right now going, whoa, he's ex-Marine, that's what you're going to say. No. I know and understand that Randy Orton also joined the military as well. All right? I did it. Okay? I did. But Randy Orton's daddy was the reason why he got in WWE. Randy Orton's daddy is the reason why he's where he's at. If Randy Orton's daddy wasn't like that, where would he be? Look at Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's a freak of nature, Army veteran. But he barely did anything in WWE.
Nope, he did everything in TNA. He didn't do
everything.
Much
he got a WWE championship. We get that.
I ended with this. Randy's so good, people forgot he's a Nepo baby.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
That's what it is.
And that's the thing, though. Those guys don't let these guys have time to shine unless you're a fucking Nepo baby, and it's annoying. This is a 3-minuter as well. Hiroshi Tanahashi cut his hair. He cut it and dyed it black. Business professional. What do you think, man? My boy's not our boy no more.
My man walked in the barber's shop. He said, give me that Okada 2026.
Yeah.
I respect it. I do respect it. He passed the torch and said, well, I'm taking the haircut.
I'm taking the damn haircut, okay?
He said, you take the torch, I'm taking the cut. So I don't got a problem with it. He looks happy. I hope that more importantly, I just hope he has a good quality of life ahead of him because
Yes.
his legs haven't looked good. I'm just hoping as far as regular life he's good. But the haircut, I mean, I like it, man. You got the Okada 2026.
Yeah, no, hey man, he wants to be backstage. He wants to do things for New Japan. You got to have that business casual. I learned that the hard way. I had to cut my hair. My hair was super long at one point. I had to cut my hair. Yeah, like sometimes you got to look, the part.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna miss that hair, man. He dyed that shit black. He said, "I'm done with wrestling. Part that shit. Let's go." Like man, it's like wrestling knows how to make me cry on the inside. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, the beautiful hair now gone, but you're right. I hope he has a great outside the wrestling life. I hope everything goes well for him. He does what he needs to do and helps New Japan become one of the best in the world.
One thing I do like, his smile in this picture looks genuine.
It does.
He looks like he's having a good time.
He
You know
looks,
how
yeah,
sometimes you see after wrestling they're smiling and it looks like they're really crying?
yeah.
Like he looks like he's happy. So
Yeah, I was gonna say. Hang on one second.
yeah. Well, while Sped ran off, hopefully everything's good over there. We'll just keep it talking about Tanahashi. How are you guys feeling in the group chat? What are you guys thinking about the new haircut, the Okada 2026? Should he have kept it long or do you like it?
Sorry about that. The dog yiped.
No, it's all right. I seen you run off. I was
Oh
just
no, like his paw got caught on something. I heard, what the hell was that? Like he like, no, oh no. So I had to go over there and like help him out. I was like, oh god, he's a clums. I love him. I love him. But yeah, no, yeah. Sorry guys, that threw me off for a loop. And we got 10 seconds left. Listen, sometimes you gotta cut your hair, and sometimes it looks like you're growing up. Yeah.
Yep. He looks younger now than he did last week.
Yeah, he does. And he looks great, though. WWE be holding a lot more tryouts for indie personnel instead of going after these NIL deals. WWE's like, hey, listen, they got William Regal and Gabe Sapolaski or whatever. I'm sorry, folks, on that one. To be out there recruiting. Do you think this is a better move, or is WWE about to do what they did to the UK?
Well, listen. Good thing for the WWE because um that those listen, those NIL deals and WWID and man, when you have someone like Zeta still on a
Yeah.
WWID deal for a year and you don't know what to do with her, and you see somebody else take her and put her instantly on TV and she's ready for that, your system don't work.
Yep.
So a lot of those new systems, and that's just one example, not to put an AEW WWE thing, but just the talent,
No,
you
yeah,
know.
no. Yeah, no, that's a
Um,
big one. That's a prime example
'Cause
right there.
everybody knew Zeta had it
Yeah.
last year. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
everyone was calling for her to come up. They're like,
To
"What the
come
hell
to
are you
NXT,
doing?"
she should have went straight to NXT. She didn't need an ID deal. So
Exactly.
when you can't see that system's not working. Those NIL deals, I don't think have ever been. We haven't seen many stars come out of them. When you get back to the independent circus, the WWE has millions of stars over, not hundreds of stars over the years where you knew they was good, you plucked them good, you brought them there good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel that.
It's just a better format. What
It
are, what
is
are
a
your
better
thoughts?
format.
What are your
I like the fact that I just don't want them to starve it. I don't want them to drain it, like they did with the UK scene. Like they suffocated the UK scene. And now it's starting to slowly get back. Yes, I understand that. But I don't want that here in the States.
Somebody's gonna starve when the WWE does that. You know what's gonna
Yes,
happen.
it happens. However, we've been saying it. WWE's not the B to the knees anymore.
Yeah,
It's an option. It's
yeah,
an option because
yeah,
AEW proved that hey, we're here, we're staying. You
yeah.
know, um, yeah, WWE is ran by the clique.
Yeah.
You know, they
So
don't
to
like
this
you, you're
day,
gone. It's ran like the yeah, like you. It's a frat house in there. It
mm,
is, and I get it. And a lot of people be like, "This is not pro. You guys are being so mean to WWE." I can't be mean to facts. All right,
yeah,
facts are facts. If you don't like facts, you don't like science. If you don't like science, you don't know nothing. You know, like science proves everything. Science is fact. Fact shows the truth. The truth
yeah,
sets you free. That's how I've always been taught. You
yeah.
know, I'm a fact person. Yeah.
People miss the facts too. We love every wrestler in every company. It doesn't mean we got to deal with the bullshit that the actual company's doing. We
Exactly.
still love the wrestlers.
Exactly. Chelsea Green.
Oh,
This was my favorite. Okay, I got to put
speaking
five
of,
minutes. I got to put 5 minutes on the clock on this one because this is
go
my
ahead,
favorite.
take the lead.
WWE Chelsea Green. Um, listen, and when people got released, I was trying to figure out how to say this. People were getting released. She was giving out numbers. Okay,
Yes,
she was giving out numbers. People to NWA, TNA, AEW. It didn't matter. She was like, "Look, I think you fit well here. I think you would like this person. I think you would like this person." Mansoor. I don't
yeah,
know if anybody remembers him. Right?
yeah.
He tweeted out.
MXM.
I wanted to put it up on here. Mansoor tweeted out saying 100% true. All right,
Yeah,
100%. She helped him get into AEW. You know,
yeah,
this lady, she understands what it was like to be signed and then have to go rebuild yourself. And she
yeah,
did it. She saw her husband do it. Okay, he was signed,
yeah.
let go, had to rebrand himself, and look where he's at again. He's back. Okay, she did the same thing, but she did it faster than he did. You
And
know,
she's way up the chain than he is right now too.
and you know what? I would not be surprised, would not be surprised if she becomes the WWE Women's Champion soon.
She deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, she's in that little feud with Jordan Grace, and Jordan Grace is trying to get in the feud with uh um Cargill. You
Yeah.
know, I can see it, and I would be surprised if she snuck away with it. But I love the fact that she does this. What do you think?
And listen, this is why Chelsea's Chelsea, man. This is one of the best things I've read in wrestling in a long time. And people don't people got to make sure they understand this. She could have been in AEW saying this about WWE and TNA. It still would be so lovely. You
Yep.
need people to think like this. When someone loses a job and you have connections, and you have the ability to help them, there's no reason for her to not do that. She has friends in probably 30 different companies.
Yep.
So if you need a job, I'm almost willing to bet Elena Black is one of the last ones she just helped recently to
No,
walk.
no. And the only reason why I can say this is because I do have a source really close to her.
Yeah.
Um, and he said that she signed a little while ago, but kept it on the hush.
Oh,
You
so she
know,
just been on the shelf.
she's been on the shelf waiting for her opportunity to come back,
Yeah.
but she's not signed long term. I think it's only like a 3 year
One,
deal.
I think it's 1 year. I think they
Oh,
said it takes 1 year.
I know it was a multi. I thought it was a 2 to 3 year deal. I know it was a short term
Well,
deal.
your boy Sap said it was a 1 year deal.
I
So
don't
I'm not.
trust anything Sap says. Sap can say the sky is goddamn blue. I will make sure that the damn sky. Hold on, let me look outside. That bitch is blue. All right, you know, type of deal. Yeah, I don't care. He could tell me that freaking the biggest volcano in the world is erupting right now, and I'd be like, prove it, right?
Bottom line, what is if she signed a 1 year deal is smart because I think after that 1 year she'll have interest to go back up the ladder versus
I think if this is a 1 year deal, and that's why I say I think it's a 2 maybe 3 year deal because the smart move is, and this is the smart move, if she wants to, she doesn't see WWE as the top notch place anymore. She can go to AEW. You know,
yeah,
she could do well here for 2 years and then go to AEW. You know, it's like I think she has the baseball contract again. We're gonna put that out there. You know, player option
yeah,
after
yeah,
the year. So it could be the year and then player option, like
yeah.
what Nick Nemeth does. You know,
Yeah.
handshake deals, and TNA's really good with that. They are very, very good with handshake deals, but they did just lose a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Elena fits in TNA. I think they need
I
They
think
need
she
to
fits
try to.
better in AEW, honestly.
Oh, me too. But what I'm saying is right now with TNA being as depleted as they are as far as just talent on their roster,
Oh yeah.
um, I would get behind her. They don't, especially if Killer Kelly walks out the door. But kind of just to loop back to Chelsea. Chelsea is a special, special lady.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to disagree with anything she's ever done. As far as she's a pure soul.
Yeah.
And if hopefully, I would just say that these statements don't come back to haunt her as far as where her sailing is. Because
I
sometimes,
I don't think this will. I think stuff like this is actually good publicity for her. You know, like this is showing that she is a face that
yeah,
WWE wants to put out there. You know, because she does really well for people. That's the bell right there. And if you guys want to hear that on a 4-hour loop instead of this on a 4-hour loop, okay? Oh, hold on, which one was it? It was 4, 6. There we go. We'll do this. This is our 3. We're gonna just do 3 minutes on this one. For 4 hours on YouTube, you had Kit Wilson man up entrance. All right, listen, I got it on Spotify now. All right, I do the muscle man dance with that. I get all the toxic out of me. All right, yeah, like come on. What do you think? You think this is the fans are right? The entrance makes the wrestler now.
um, well, the entrance definitely will get you to be interested in the wrestler. And I think there is a dynamic for some fans that really would just love your entrance so much they don't care what you do in the ring.
I fucking
So
love it.
it is a possibility, but I think they might have accidentally struck gold with Kit.
Yeah,
I
they
don't think
very much so.
they
Very
didn't
much
expect
so.
this. They did
No.
not expect
No,
this.
especially on
They
SmackDown.
slipped his shit.
Listen, on
They slipped his
SmackDown when
shit.
he came out and he's walking, and he walks past Cardona, throws him in, he goes, Toxic, 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 stops, turns,
Uh,
starts walking, his music starts. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, you
yeah,
really just hit gold here. I think that's
yeah,
what they were hoping that the Maxine and all those guys would have been.
yeah.
Yeah?
But I think probably, but the problem was that sometimes you just have it and you don't, or you
Yeah.
don't, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the thing we was just talking about Zeta. You see him on screen, and it's like, oh, whoa, what is this? You're instantly interested, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you have that foundation, and like I said, they slipped in shit here. They didn't expect this.
No, they really did.
You can't give them credit for this.
No.
This is him.
This is
So
straight up, and he's one of those guys that we were talking about earlier. He can
yeah,
sell. He knows how
yeah.
to sell, and he
Uh,
proved it on Friday. I like
well,
Kit.
question for you is this, right? Now that he's organically got himself over, right? Without them, right? Do they get behind him or do they cross him?
They
Like
gotta get
period.
him. They gotta get him. They gotta keep him at a top notch. Did you hear the crowd? I understand it was in his home in the
Yeah.
UK. I understand it was in England. I understand that. However, the crowd, every time that song came on, everybody was like, yeah, like, yeah, yeah. We ain't
Yeah.
talk like that's why I asked. We got 30 seconds left, and everybody
Yeah.
out there, is 4 hours enough to detox? Is this
No,
enough?
no, no.
Yeah,
I need 12. 12.
maybe. Like I need maybe like 36, 48. Yeah, like
Start with 12. Start with 12 and then, move up. 24, 36, 48.
oh man, no, I really enjoy Kit, man, and I've always liked Pretty Deadly. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Why do you like Pretty Deadly?" These guys are hilarious. One dude looks like Elton looks just like freaking Justin Timberlake, while Kit is just the fucking brains and voice of the whole damn thing. There's the bell. I love this bell. And we're on the rapid fire segment. Holy shit, damn! This went by so fast.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. We got 5 bloody minutes. Let's go. Hey, look, Cal Fletcher was talking about on WWOS about his spot with John Moxley, how he landed on his head, on his upper part of his neck, and he said he didn't know how bad it was until he watched it, right? He said, he felt good. He just knew that he landed high. Do you think Cal Fletcher just had adrenaline rush, or hey, was it safer than what it looked? Yeah.
Um, I want to say it probably looked worse than it was
Yeah.
because I mean, there's that you could land like that, and if I mean, you could kind of see sometimes where you land and the body compresses there,
Oof.
and you could see sometimes where it's just like a rollover, or I don't think it was as bad as it looked, but it also at the same time was probably worse than what it should have been.
Yes.
Know? So I think it probably falls somewhere in the middle. But I'll tell you, 100 of those, you're gonna end up breaking your neck. So you don't
Yeah.
want to get used to doing those. And I do agree with people that you obviously know the wrestler safety. I don't believe that it's Tony's
Mm.
position to tell them to protect themselves. But I think they do need to protect themselves. But I don't think this was as bad as it looked. Just don't get in the habit of doing this. What
Can
What are your thoughts?
All right, well, we're on the rapid fire. That's why I'm going to this one.
All
Can
right.
Cody tie Austin's three Royal Rumble wins? What do you think? I say
Hopefully
no.
not.
I
No.
say no. I'm so done with this. I don't want to see that. You know?
Boring.
Yeah. Moving on. Yay. Uh, TNA is interested in Richard Holiday. His name's been dropped frequently backstage, and the locker room is late, and with several outright pushing him to be signed to the company. This is one of the dudes that you were talking about. I know you were talking about him. He's one of those guys that you were talking about that could make TNA really fresh and
Yeah.
really good. And plus that
Yeah.
mustache. What do you think, though?
Listen, I've been begging the Dynasty to get back together with
Yes.
Hammerstone, MJF, and Holiday. So I wanted them in AEW. But listen, if TNA could get Richard Holiday, this is your next heavyweight champion.
All day.
So get him in there, get him to sign the dotted line. Um, Talk about bringing a big fish to a small pond. As
Yeah.
far as the heavyweight scene, he's one of the best guys you could get off the indies right now.
Oh, yeah. Roman Reigns is the odd man out going into WrestleMania. There's no plans or clear direction for him. He will be at the Rumble, but they don't know where the hell what he's doing after that. You think, hey, we're finally done with the Roman Empire?
Leave him home.
Thank you.
I mean, leave him home. It's
I
all
look, I
right.
like Roman, all right, but
I love Roman.
there's so much better without him right now. There's a lot of things going on that doesn't even tie into him whatsoever. So, yeah, I get it. Leave him off the card or put him on the pre-show or, have him come out with Austin and Rock or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. You're the odd man out because you're never there.
Yeah, there you go.
3 years ago today, we lost one of the legends of the tag team community. One of the dudes that helped Ring of Honor stay relevant. One of the guys that made us all proud to reach for this, sorry, I gotta get something to drink. Jay Briscoe passed away 3 years ago. And, we're just remembering him today and everything. 3 years, RIP. His brother is doing great things in my opinion, by him. Keeping that name going. TNT champion, all that good jazz. It's sad. 3 years, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, you dig? The Righteous are officially signed to TNA. What do you think? Do you think this is good?
Great signing for them. I agree with what you said earlier in the show. They should have gave them the tag straps. Yeah, last night I would have gave it to them. But I
Yes.
think they're playing into it like a mind manipulation thing. Eventually
Yes.
they'll have the belts. Great sign. A+ signing for TNA.
Oh my God! This is like I told you. I would have loved to seen them across the killer or the Righteous Killers or whatever.
I mean,
The
they got
Righteous
a chance
Cross
to do it.
something. I don't
Tag
know because
TNA.
Cross left on some terrible terms with TNA back in the day. Like he left. If you go back and look, he left on some bad terms.
Different ownership now though, right?
No, not really. No, I think it was still Carlos at that time. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. All right. Well, that is going to be our show. And that's the bell right there. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in. That was 6. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been one hell of a show. I love how the show goes by so fast. Reminder, we're live every Thursday right here on Twitch for the Run In Wrestling Podcast, 6:30 Eastern, 6:30 p. Eastern. Saturdays, this man right there, boom, over there, defends his point taken medal, gold medal. This
Yes,
week.
sir.
He's a one-time champion. We'll see if he makes it a 2-time, episode 4. airs Saturday right here on Twitch, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And always join us live right here on Twitch, Sp3drock, Sp3drock, as we are live at 10 o'clock in the morning right here for Good Morning IWC. My boy Mob, send us off.
Man, listen, you told them all the good stuff where to follow us. I just let you know this. Let's have a good day of football, man. We out of here.